I see it now. Can you hear me, Perry?
Yeah, we're live.
Are we live?
Yes.
Are we live?
Yes.
Yes, sir. What's going on? Yeah, that game. We're here with the WR Select Season 10 draft of PS5. 12 teams looking to be crowned champion this year. I'm with my boy Perry as always. How you doing, Perry?
Yo, I'm good. What's going on?
I thought you was trolling me, man. I thought you was trolling me at first. What was going on?
Man, you know the vibes, man. It's gonna be a great draft. Got a lot of talent in this draft class, so I'm excited, man. Are you?
Definitely, man. Looks like what 12 teams in 8 rounds. I'm guessing. Am I right on that?
Yes, you're most definitely right.
Yeah,
We're gonna see a lot of talent drafted tonight.
I was saying, like, I'm looking at the draft pool, man. I see a lot of big names in here. So I know some folks in the chat waiting to see where their names get called, see where they land. I didn't catch much of the year last year, but you said the Crocs were the winners last year, right? With Dimes,
Yes,
and
sir.
they're not in
Yep.
it this year.
Yeah, he's not. The Crocs are in this year. They'll be back next season. The GM already hit me back up and said he's ready to come back. So he'll be back, and then so I'm ready. Then Dimes came in last season. He came in. He tried to play center. Well, I mean, I guess this is where he tried it out at. He seen that he's successful. He went on in the league and won a championship on center. So he's coming in here, and we have kind of like Bag Motion kind of doing the same thing. He's in the draft pool, but he's not unlocked. He's playing point guard, so that's gonna be crazy to see where he goes at point guard. I've never seen him play point guard, so I'm excited. So we just have a lot of different scenarios in this draft. So, man, it's gonna be exciting.
For sure, man. So you wanna get us kicked off with your Roger Goodell, man?
You know the vibe, absolutely. So the season 10 PlayStation Select Draft is officially open, and the Roadrunners are on the clock.
Road runners are on the clock, man. Like you were saying, there's gonna be some good picks, and the pick is already in, and they decided to take Glizzy, the superstar shooting guard, going into his rookie year of the Season 2K League, and the number one pick here in WR Select Season 10. See, we've been seeing Glizzy for a while now, and
Most
I think
definitely.
everybody in the chat knows how good he is. This year kind of seemed to be kind of a frustrating year in terms of how he's been in tournaments. Looking at some of his tournaments he's been in this year, Hornets Venom, he had gotten the Final Four, UPA Worlds Final Four, but he was able to get that prospect badge from Hornets Venom, and I know he's been working on his craft ever since.
Yeah. That's so. I was talking to Glizzy about joining Select and whatnot, and I was just like, bro, you already got your prospect bag. Like, come on, let's time to have somebody. Like, I can't let up. He's like, I'm working. And literally, that's exactly what I'm working on my craft. I gotta be better. Like, I gotta be better. He's like, I know I'm gonna get big, but I gotta be better because I gotta show teams that I still want it. Like, I'm still hungry. And that's what this was for him joining Select, to show that one, he can lead a team. Two, that he's still hungry for success. He's been successful in WR Select. He's a former champion. A couple seasons ago, he's pretty much, his resume in Select is top tier, and he's trying to improve on that. Now, I think this is the first time he's ever been taken number one, if I'm not mistaken. I think he's
Yeah.
normally number 2 or 3. I think he's normally the first time he's taken number one, if I'm not mistaken. And I'm not surprised. This is a great pick here by the Roadrunners and Joker.
Yeah, he probably wants to get used to get pick number one too. So now we have the Cartel on the clock. I believe their pick is in as well. I think it looks like they got Gazuli, who's having a great pre-draft. And here's a quick fact for you, Perry. Gazuli is the most winningest person in Pro-Am right now. Did I get that up? Yeah,
You did.
the most winningest person in Pro-Am who's not in the 2K League, at least. So I want to give you a quick rundown of some of the things he's won. He's just recently. So Warriors Battle of the Bay winner, Pistons GT draft eligible PS5 winner, MPBA Gauntlet winner, and most recently MPBA PS5 season champion. So this man has been winning like crazy over the past couple months.
And he's trying to do the same thing here in Select. He's coming in, he's trying to win, he wants to compete. Like, this he's a dog. I mean, we saw it last year, coming in hot the way he did, and he's keeping it there. He's an absolute dog. It's another great pick here by Rocks, GM on the Cartel.
For sure. I think we have, how you say this? Coquis?
The Kokies.
Coquis are on
Yes.
the clock.
This guy here is a savant. This is my boy, legit. I never compliment him, so I'm gonna do it now. He studies the game. He knows the game, and he's a 2-time champion of WR Select. I just had to sit him 2 ranks yesterday, so he knows what he's doing.
Yeah, with the first pick, he decides to grab Range, which I believe is a retainment from last season.
Yeah,
Am I
most
correct on
definitely. So, Range has been his centerpiece for all his championships teams. So the 2 teams he won championships back to back with, he has had Range on them. So he's been with Range ever since. So Range is his lock, and Range is like that. So
Yeah, the thing about Range, I think he had a lot. He took off um, completely in post draft last year. I think he's been kind of quiet going into this year, in my opinion. Has struggled for a little bit, had big games, struggled, had big games, kind of on the seesaw. So see what he does in select. But right now, with the number 4 pick, I believe the pick is in for the Walkers, and Coach Face drafts the real Tay. What a big shock there, huh?
right,
Big shocker
uh,
there.
I
So
was begging the GMs not to let Tay fall to face Coach Face.
Well, yeah, you should have known he was going to take him, man.
Yeah, most definitely.
Face would draft all of Zero Gaming if he could. But the real Tay really sparked his name up in that UPA tournament in Philadelphia and hasn't looked back since.
Yeah, most definitely. Like we were talking about me, Face, and the rest of the gym. We were arguing about that in the chat earlier today, and because I called Tay out. I called Tay out in Philly, and he shut
Hmm.
me up. He proved me wrong, and he showed up, and he's been consistent the rest of the way. And
Yeah,
Tay is like that now. I just feel like he's like that.
yeah. So with Nightmare has the 5th pick, and they're on the clock, and the pick is in. They decide to draft Eyeball Elite. So from what I understand, Eyeball is in both Xbox and PS5, correct? Eyeball Elite. No, I'm thinking. Sorry, I'm messing. I'm thinking greens. This is eyeball. This is not elite shooter.
Yeah, not elite shooter. Yeah,
This is
not
not
elite
elite
shooter.
shooter. So it's good
Yeah,
to
I
see.
bought Green for drafting yesterday.
So yeah, I seen not elite play really well over the past few months at the 3v3 position. He's starting to solidify his name at the 2 guard. Gotten really good at fading in either hash. So let's see how he really picks up play in the 5v5 setting against big competition. Hasn't won too many big 5v5 tournaments, so I think this is going to be the spot where he has to prove himself.
Yeah, most definitely. So him, I think, just coming in here in WR Select and just proving himself, showing that he can run a team, that he can lead a team, especially being their first overall pick for the Nightmare, just intriguing to see.
For sure. And now we have the 6th pick going to the Travelers, and the pick is in. And I believe they're going to get their point guard here, and they did. They select no one other than Greenlight.
So this right here is a GM pick, a GM pick. This is Demon Time, Coach Jersey, the leader of Fear Potential. So it's not surprising. This is kind of like what Coach Face did with the real tape. He went with his point guard for his actual team. So I'm not surprised here.
Yeah, so Demon Time went and got his guy. Big Face went and got his guy. I think we're seeing a theme here.
Yeah, that's. I'm not surprised. Yeah, I mean, I think it would cause tension in their normal locker rooms. They didn't.
Yeah, for real. I wonder if they can trade those two just to see who coaches better. But now we have Snake Eyes on his draft, and Snake Eyes has the pick in. They go with Bag Motion, the lockdown, won his ring in the 3v3 side with Pistons GT in season 5. Now he's coming back for more. I think he was one of those players that we didn't know nothing about September of last year. I had him ranked like on 100, on the top 100. And I think he just went with a chip on his shoulder, showing his food before every series, and really made a name of himself and got him a ring, man. So I'm proud of that guy.
But he's playing point guard in select, as I said. He's playing point guard. He's not playing lock. He's playing point guard.
That's crazy. I thought it was a typo, man. I was like,
he's playing point guard. Like he's coming out to lead a team at point guard.
Ooh, that's gonna be interesting. Don't sell them boys back.
So like that was a discussion.
Just get the ball up half. Get the ball past half and let the shooting guard cook
that
up.
was a discussion that me and Big Face had, because I was wondering why wasn't he looking to take Bag Motion, because he plays on the 0 team, and he was saying that Bag actually wants to play point guard in select. Like that's the only position he wants to play. So I'm gonna say this again now, because like I said last night, The only position that we can force guys to play this season and select, well, any season and select, is the position that they signed up at. He signed up at point guard, so he's only required to play point guard. So this what I told Nate this when before he drafted him. So if you draft him with hopes of him playing lock, he doesn't have to. He only has to load up on point guard with no repercussions. So there's that.
Okay. Nice. A nice refresher on the rules. The Demons are on the clock. They have their pick in, and they decide to go with G7 Got Game, aka Marco. Another guy who's bursting out on the scene this pre-draft. I think he's right in that gray area of in terms of like getting drafted, might not get drafted. What do you think, Perry?
Yeah, well, G7, just the way I watched him play in the Mavs series, in the Mavs tournament, he absolutely put on a show. So G7, it's in his name. He definitely has game. He is an elite scorer at the point guard position, and this is a great pick here by the Pittsburgh Demons.
For sure, man. I think he can go off ball too if need be. And I think we have the Marauders on the clock now. And this is by Pilsify. Pilsify, Coach Pill is going to draft Ubots. Man, Ubots is another one of those guys who, in the past few months, he kind of struggled at first, but I think he's starting to pick up some steam now. Still getting drafted in the first round of this WR Select season. He had a really strong showing in UPA in Philadelphia that we all got to witness firsthand. And he's a cool kid, man. Like, he's willing to learn. I think any team in the league would be willing to, he'd be able to jump in and learn a lot and have an immediate impact. But for now, he's going to be playing with the Marauders. What do you think, Perry? What do you think about Ubots?
Well, Ubots is one of those guys where is his schedule going to be too much for him, and is he going to load up? If he loads up, I feel like the Marauders are gonna be able to have a good season, depending on how Pill feels on the team. Because Pill sometimes, I don't know, he trolls and picks terrible teams, but if he's able to build a team around Ubots, they can have a good season depending on Ubots' availability.
Yeah, well, he's with a good start with with Ubots. So next is Heist, and who's their GM? Is that Tay?
Yeah, that's Tay. That's
okay. And they draft Blizzy Blake. See, Blizzy Blake was going crazy in October, man. He was
definitely
doing things that nobody else was doing. He had a couple strong sightings, beating up on Buddha, and then getting in the chat. That's probably one of the best memories I've had of this.
Well, definitely. Blizzy Blake is another guy who burst on the scene. And as we said, he's just going crazy, going off in October, as you said. And he put 50 on one of our retained locks in range. So you know how that goes. So I'm sure he's gonna come into that game with a chip on his shoulder, trying to make a statement. But this is crazy. I really enjoyed. It's gonna be a great pick. This is gonna be a great pick right here, and we'll see how it develops.
For sure. I think we have the bad apples on the clock. GM is Reed Dollars, and the pick is in. They're gonna go with a lockdown and draft Magic D. Is this 392D like the lockdown?
I believe so. I believe so.
Okay, I can't keep up with him. He got too many account names. I'm trying to figure out what's his next account name. If this is D, who's in threes, I got to see him in person. Really good lockdown. I think he's one of those middle of the pack guys. Again, kind of like G7, could get drafted, could not. Depends. But even if he doesn't get drafted to 2K League kick, I think he'll have an immediate impact in that 3v3 circuit on the amateur side. So it's good to see that. Was that the first technical lockdown? Oh, we had range. So second
the
lockdown.
First technical lockdown taken that was actually drafted. Range was retained. So the first actual non-guard taken is D.
Oh, for sure. So now we got the Triceratops on the clock. And
with the GM pick, last pick of the first round. This is my guy Preem. Not surprising his move. You go ahead and announce it.
Yeah, go ahead and pick Kai Iverson, who has been tearing it up for the last, I would say, like three weeks. I want to say.
Yeah,
I had Kai was in the database 10s, and I was guarding him on my 6'7" like point guard, and he was boxed up. He probably watching. He was boxed up. I want to say I made Kai. I'm just gonna go right out and say it. There's no Kai without Ye9 Gaming. That man was boxed up. Next thing you know, he's giving 40 to every lockdown imaginable. I was like, see, he must have seen something that he didn't like that day.
Yeah, most definitely. You know, you have a you have a way to wake people up, man.
It's usually the other way around. I get 40 put on my head, and then everybody finds out about it. So it's the other way around this time. I'm taking credit for it. Don't take this away from me. So we're gonna have a quick recap of round one. Starting with Road Runners, drafted Glizzatron, aka Glizzy Cartel, taking Gazuli. And how you say this one? Kokis?
The cookies.
Kokis? Man, I gotta get used to that. Range, draft range at lock, or retain range at lock. The Walkers take the Real Tay, that's Big Face's squad. And then Nightmare takes Eyeball Elite, aka Not Elite Shooter. Travelers, that is Coach Jersey, drafts his own guy, Greenlight. And Snake Eyes comes in with Bag Motion, who's deciding to run point guard this time around. So we're gonna see how that goes. The Demons draft Marco, aka G7. Marauders draft U-Bots. Chicago Heist goes with Blizzy Blake. Bad Apples taken D at the lockdown position. And wrapping up the first round, the Triceratops draft Kai. What do you think of the first round, man? What's your thoughts?
The first round went exactly the way that I expected it to go. I was very surprised with picking D in the first round, just because I didn't expect the lock to go that early. So we'll see if that a good pick or not, depending on if he gets his guy later on. And then just all guards, Glizzy, Gazuli. I just felt like they could have went anyway, just depending on who was taking who.
For sure, man. I think we're getting into the gritty now, man. Second and third is where you find those core pieces, where you find the duos and the what they used to call the Heat, the 3-man. I can't even think of it. I can't even think. Chat, help me out. What do you call? You running with 3 folks who are actually good. Am I losing my mind?
I'm not sure what we're talking about right now.
Man, you got a phone call. Man, come on, man. All right, Road Runners. I thought you had a phone call.
No.
Road Runners are in with their second pick and first pick in the second round. It is Money. Oh, wait.
Okay, so it's a snake draft. So the Triceratops are on the top.
Oh, okay. I was looking at the wrong thing. My fault. So Triceratops takes Bump Lock at lockdown. So what I've seen from Bump Lock over the past couple months is that he's one of those guys who doesn't really say a whole lot, but he is effective. I mean, he says a whole lot in the game, but when you get on the timeline, I never hear anything from him. But he is good. He got his prospect badge through the Magic tournament, and he was a runner-up in that Bucks GG draft eligibility tournament. And he is impressive. I think he just needs to make a little more noise.
Interesting. I think him and Kai is gonna be a good 1-2 punch.
I think so too, man. At this point, the defense is already going to be solid with him at the lockdown position. So, with the next pick we're gonna have is from Bad Apples, and it's gonna be Stop K. I have zero knowledge of who Stop K is. Maybe somebody in the chat can kind of bring me up to speed. I definitely do like the name though, because it sounds like a lockdown. But if they believe that,
it sounds like he's telling you that in order for you to beat him, you got to stop K. You got to stop.
For sure. I think if they draft him this early, he has to be good. So he must have did some numbers in.
Yeah, Reed. What I can say about Reed Dollars is he's one of those guys, one of those GMs. He actually came in with the plan. He actually came in with a draft board and whatnot. So he saw enough in Stop K to where he said he can lead my team.
That's what it is, chat. The big 3 or a triple threat. Those are I don't know why it was spacing me, man. I had a long day, man. I'm trying to wake up. I need some coffee. So Heist is on the clock. They got their pick in, and they're going with AB on top, another lock. Now, again, unless it's somebody with a different name that I don't know too much about this cat. Is there anything that you got on him? Anything you know? Chat, anything you know about AB on top that you might be able to educate me
on? Him and Blizzy Blake. So now we see Triceratops and Heist both go to point guard in the first round. They come back with the lock. Normally, I would assume that would be the center position. They come back with after they drop the point guard, you go center just to solidify your pick and roll. But they're going point guard or offense and going straight to defense. It's intriguing.
Yeah. What I'm starting to notice is that the lock spot doesn't have too many big names in the pool, so this is going to be the time here in season 10 on the PS5 side to prove yourself at lockdown, because there's a ton of guard talent, and on the lock side, there's a lot of unknown names that are going to be getting drafted. So if you got to do it anywhere, this is a good place to start. So we're going to move on to the Marauders, and they're coming in with their pick, and they decide to grab Maple. Is this the center Maple playing lock?
Yes. So he plays. So he's playing both small forward, lock. So what I'm being told by Peel was he drafted Maple to play center, even though he signed up as a small forward. But I guess Peel convinced him to play center. In the pre-draft interviews or whatnot, he convinced him to play center. So he's willing to play center for Peel if he had a decent guard. And Ubas is, of course, is a decent guard. So he got him to play. He convinced him to play center.
Okay, I was like, this ain't Maple, is it? I was like, yeah, Maple's a solid center. I got to learn a little bit about him last year. Now we're going over to the Demons, and their pick is in, and they're gonna go with Adore VA. See, those Adore guys, I think they were like a threes clan, right, to begin.
Yeah, I believe so.
So it's a few of them that you're starting to learn a little more about. If you stay close to the timeline chat, you'll start to see a lot of these Adore guys starting to pop up. So there's like a Adore Huncho.
But this is Ezra Reyes. He is a good talent at center. But Guap told me that he drafted him to play power forward just because there's not a lot of power forward names that really raise his head in his opinion. So he went with Adore here because he said he didn't know if he was going to be there by the time he came back around. So he took him early just to make sure that he's on his team.
So Adore VA is Ezra Reyes?
Yes.
Okay, I did a report on Ezra Reyes last year. I didn't know he changed his name. It's a good heads up there. I didn't know who Adore VA was personally, but now I know. Cool. So Snake Eyes are gonna come in with their pick, and the pick is in.
Score season.
They're gonna grab Score season. This is the AGM pick, right?
Yep.
Yeah. One thing about Scores is finally getting his name out there. I kind of noticed him over the spring of last year. Very streaky cat. He's one of those guys who, once he gets going, it's hard to put him out. And he's also fairly humble too. Doesn't do a whole lot of talking. Lets the game do the talking. What do you think about Score?
Yeah, I think Score. So, not gonna lie, when I first got this GM pick from View and Nate, me and him, we agreed, like we talked about it. I said I'm gonna have him a 3rd round pick. I didn't think he was that good. Mm-hmm. Then I was educated by the GMs. I watched him film on it. I'm like, oh, this guy is pretty good. So we moved up to the 2nd round. So I think this is a good spot to get him in. And then you also get somebody like Score season, like you said, is squeaky, but he can still score. And that way, if Bag is struggling, he got somebody to throw the ball to.
Yeah, Bag knew what he was doing, man. He was like, man, we got Scores at AGM. Yeah, I just need to get it up half court. You just got to bring it up to half court, Bag. Don't worry, I got you with the advice. So we got the Travelers coming in with their 2nd pick in the 2nd round, and they're gonna go with Guapo. Now Guapo, multi-dimensional guy, usually plays a 4 to 5, but does it look like he's playing a lot now, or is this kind of the same deal with Maple?
Yeah, so I believe Guapo is gonna play power forward here. Because that's the position he's used to, and I think just him playing with Greenlight, he's gonna adjust to he's gonna go back to his natural position and play power forward.
Okay, because every time I talk to him, he's playing the other one. I have him at center. He'd be like, "Oh, I'm playing power forward now." Oh, I got my power forward. He's like, "Oh, I'm going back to center." I'm just like, you know what? Do you, man? I'll just figure it out. I'll just figure it out. So Nightmares on the clock, and I believe their pick is in. And they're going to grab Marquise. Is this Marquise from High Cal Marquise, or is it a different one?
Marquise.
Okay. So now it's looking like they got 2 shooting guards. So who's really going to be bringing the ball up?
Probably Marquise, because Marquise is more of the combo guard, and he can run the 1 and the 2. He can do both. So I believe Marquise is going to be the point guard here, and I think this was just a best available pick here, and just give their offense a different look, and they have a scorer on each side of the ball.
I think it's crazy he slips to mid-2nd round. Marquise is one of those talents where He can go off and score a bunch of points for you, and he can facilitate. It really depends on the game with him. I think once he gets to the point where he can kind of combine both and put up big numbers that way, that's where he's going to bridge the gap. But I always liked this play since 2020. I think he's grown
Yeah.
a lot.
The reason why I believe he slipped this low is because his like they said, the best ability is availability, and I just think his schedule is going to be crazy. He's already drafted last night in the select draft, and then I mean in the Xbox draft. Now he's coming back and being on PS5. Amongst all the other tournaments and everything else that he does and plays, I just don't know how available he's going to be.
For sure,
But this
man.
was too good of a talent to pass up. But I'm not sure, how often he's going to be available and able to load up.
For sure, man. We got the Walkers on the clock now. I think you. What? Not the Walkers? Maybe I'm tripping. Oh, it is Walker. Sorry, I'm blind. They're gonna go with Ham. Again, another guy. He's a AGM pick. Man, this man face think he's slick. Man, he got another zero guy coming in. He had that crazy week where he had like 12 steals and like 18 or
Yeah,
how many? 15 steals in 5 quarters or something crazy like that.
yeah. I'm gonna put you on the spot here.
Yeah.
Looking at our first round, right? And the people taking before Ham. Do you feel like Ham is a first round talent in this draft?
Oh, 100%.
So who do you take out of the first round to put him there?
Let's see. D.
Okay, D, and outside of D, who else?
Outside of D, maybe Bag at point guard.
We've never seen it, right?
Yeah, just because I haven't seen it, I'm not a believer yet. Yeah, those are my two. After that, I probably don't take them over any of those guys, or I take them earlier in the second round. Look at all the guys, the other
Earlier in
lockdowns.
the second round, I can give you that.
Yeah, but he's an AGM guy. Is he actually moving the power forward? Or he's sticking on lockdown.
We'll see. Who knows what? You never know with Big Face. He just does things at this point.
Man, I'm about to say everybody's out of position with these picks, but we got the Kokies coming in with the next round, and looks like they're gonna draft their point guard here and get Relly Jesus. Relly is another one of those guys where like everybody's kind of knows about him, but he's like he goes off in seasons. Like I think he disappears for too long. I think once he's like sticking around, he's beating big name guys and he's doing it consistently. I think that's when he's going to actually solidify his spot, his place amongst the big names we see in Pro-Am today. And he's another AGM pick.
I think really problem is he doesn't tweet. Like nobody hears from him. Like nobody. If you don't watch his team play, then you don't really know Relly because you don't hear from him at all. He's never on the timeline. Like I told Relly earlier that when he first joined the GM chat, he can't be in there if he doesn't have more than 100 tweets. He has like 40 tweets.
Yeah.
So he doesn't tweet. He doesn't talk. So it's like it's hard to know Relly if you don't know Relly.
Yeah, I remember being chewed out a couple times, like doing lists and stuff, and they'd be like, "You forgot about Relly." I'd be like, "Dog, I haven't seen Relly in like a month and a half. I just thought he didn't play the game anymore." I was like, and I look at his page, it's like 20 tweets.
If you don't see the screenshots and whatnot, you don't see Relly because he doesn't talk on the timeline.
I was like, man, maybe I need to get a stream link and some access to Discord or something because I'm slipping. So we have Cartel with the second to last pick of the second round, and they're gonna go big and grab Tox. So Tox is a familiar name. Can't really place who he plays for. Chat, can you help me out? I think it is a center, or does he play power forward normally? Can you hear me, Perry?
Yeah, I hear you. Now, I was just running to the chat, but Tox, I believe he's gonna play center here, but I think he's a combo. I think he plays both power forward and center, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, playing with Gazuli is definitely going to make things easy for him. Just make sure you hit the slip, Gazuli, man, to get my Tox some love because we know you like how to put the ball up in the air. So I think it's a good spot for Tox to land in that Cartel team. And I think we have the last pick of the second round by the Roadrunners Joker ABB team. And they're going to get Money Making Maddie. Another one of those guys who are like, comes and goes, in my opinion. I've seen him play maybe a handful of times. Don't really have a good look at how good he is, but maybe you can educate me on that. Perry.
Well, I've been playing with Marty since 2K16. Marty isn't an elite talent, but as you said, he comes and goes. But But I think him pairing him with Glizzy is going to really take his game to the next level because he's a guy that knows how to use his shooting guard. So this is going to be a really good. I mean, I think Glizzy's going to love this combination here. I'm just surprised that Joker took him so early because a lot of GMs don't know him, so he normally falls. But getting him in the second round just to make sure that you got your 1-2 punches is a good thing here. I believe.
I think that's always going to be a good strategy, getting your 1-2 punch early, because once you get the offense set, especially in this year's game where it's a little bit harder to score, it's good to get your scoring out of the way, and then you're going to figure out defense when it comes to repetition, playing with each other, and communication in that zone. So you can take a little more of a risk on the defensive end, getting front court guys. But we have the draft recap here, and in the first pick they got Exo Bump, the Triceratops. Bad Apples grab Stop K, maybe an up and coming name that we don't know about. Maybe you're seeing it here first. Chicago Heights, the third pick, they got AB on top. Maple goes to the Marauders, likely play center. Ezra Reyes, aka Adore VA, goes to the Demons. Score season, the big name on campus right now, who's been going off lately, gets picked up by the Snake Eyes. Guapo is going to go over and be a tweener between power forward and center, most likely at the Travelers. Then Nightmare going to grab Marquise to double up the backcourt. And Ham goes to the Walkers. Kokis grab Relly Jesus, point guard. And Tox goes to play center over there with the Cartel. And Richmond Roadrunners grab Money Making Maddie. What do you think about, if you're looking at the first two rounds, Perry, what do you say is the best 1-2 punch at this point?
I would say the best 1-2 punch, in my opinion, just offensively would be probably, I don't know, it's a lot of talent here. I would probably say Greenlight and Guapo is going to be. I think that team, just with them two, just depending on how Jersey fill out, is going to be tough because Greenlight's so tough. But I'm intrigued by this bag motion and score season combination too. I just don't know what we get with Bag at point guard. Like maybe he's been training with Ant season and he's learning some dribble moves or something.
maybe. And you saw how he was dexing on the threes court, so maybe it's going to be some score dribbling, and Bag's going to use a couple bars up at the end of the shot clock. But if I had to pick, I'm going to go the safe route and choose the zero gaming squad so far. Walkers with Coach Face, Tay and Ham. You know, we know what we're getting out of Tay. Tay just getting.
I'm not giving the zero guys no more credit. no more free press from me.
That's fair. I was like, I gotta go the safe route and pick the Walkers. We're back in the third round now with the Roadrunners on the clock, and I think they're gonna go with the AGM pick or GM pick, and it's gonna be Joker gonna play with his squad. I think Joker just really want to play with Glizzy, man. Joker's trying to get some hardware. I think he drafted really well, grabbing Money Making Maddie and Glizzy. Got his front court early, and now you have the triangle with him setting screens in the middle and slipping towards the basket while his guards are getting buckets.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I think Joker's a good center. So we'll see how this goes. We'll see just how he feels the rest of his team and where he goes from here.
Yeah, for sure. He's just trying to get carried. So I get a joke. I see right through you, man. So Cartel's on the clock. And
another GM
pick. They're gonna grab Honey Rock.
So this is Rock. This is Rocks. So his Twitter is just Rocks. But you know he's from PR, so he put the PR in his name. Mm-hmm. He's a decent point guard. He's streaky. He turns it on and off. He just has to be more consistent. But I believe him playing with Gazuli will help him develop his game in ways that I don't think he realizes.
Yeah,
it's gonna be a good backcourt here.
For sure. Now we're gonna go to the third pick in the third round by the Kokis.
I know, Pill. We don't say it on Pill. We'll talk. Go ahead.
And then we're gonna go ahead and go big and grab Breezy. I think this is Breezy from Nothing's Changed, if I'm correct.
I believe so.
I don't think I've ever seen him at the center position. I usually see him around shooting guard, like kind of lock. He kind of moves around a bit. Maybe he's played center in the past. I just haven't got a chance to actually see it. So it's interesting that he was drafted here to play center, but he does have good company around him with Relly Jesus and range.
Legit is one of those guys. Like I said, he's a 2-time champ. Legit is one of those guys. He's always got something up his sleeve. He drives a lot of guys with versatility and everything else because he knows that rally range they have a lot of tournaments going on and whatnot. So he drives guys with versatility to fill in those holes when they're away and whatnot. So legit knows what he's doing. I give him that.
For sure. Every interview, he's like, "Man, how many positions you got? How many arcs you got?" All right.
It's Ev in the chat telling his Ev in the chat saying that half the team won't load up. Ev is just here to troll guys. Oh my goodness.
Ev's only troll when he's not in person. This is crazy. All right, the Walkers are on the clock. They're gonna go with their third pick, and this is actually a really great pick by Coach Face. Coach Face is undefeated right now with Goat Me with the center pick. Goat Me, another one of those flying under the radar, popular guy under the radar. He's one of those guys to where in high school he was never like part of the actual popular kids, but every popular kid thought he was cool, and then he was like kind of cool with like the nerds and like the kind of the lames and stuff too. I think that's what Goat Me reminds me of. I think he's not too high, not low.
So Goat Me, I didn't know who Goat Me was until he played select with the Kokies and he won a ring, right? And so let me tell you about this pick right here by Face. Face decided to trade this pick, trade with the Roadrunners to get in front of the Kokies, so that way he can get Goat Me. Because he knew that Legit was going to take him here. So he traded a pick before Legit and took Goat Me from Legit because Goat Me was going back to the Kokies. So this is a great steal pick right here. And Goat Me is one of those guys.
Legit just draft Breezy?
If you look, it was a trade. It was a trade to where it put the Walkers in the place of the Roadrunners. So the Walkers had the first pick of this round, but
okay. It had me confused for a sec. Okay, we got Nightmare on the pick on the clock, and they're gonna get their lock here. And this is a solid lock that really nobody talks about. That's Twin Clamps. He plays with Braun Mentality and Dev. You know Dev. Dev. Yeah, he plays with those guys, and they've been playing together for a little while now. And I've seen the improvement from early post draft last year into now. Those three, Braun Mentality, Dev, and Twin, they get better as time goes, man. So I can probably give you an early prediction to say, post draft, they're gonna be winning some tournaments, man. These guys are actually somewhat impressive. I think they just gotta work on some things as individuals, but I want to see how Twin plays without Dev and Braun, or Braun, and they're in good company with Elite and Marquise now. So he's getting a little more talent on his hands. So he's really, this is a big opportunity to build his name up.
Yeah, I was gonna say that I want to see how he plays with better talent. I don't want because I feel like that's disrespectful to Dev, but I mean better talent is better talent. So when you have prospects like Marquise and Eyeball Elite on your team, I just feel like I just want to see how he performs under the pressure that comes with those two. Because when you have those on your team, you're expected to be good, you're expected to win. So I just want to see how he performs under that. Because we know that the offense is going to be good. Now it's going to be on the defense. Can you get a stop when it matters?
Yeah, the pressure is going to be on Twin for sure because the scoring is definitely going to be there. For the Travelers, this is Coach Jersey taking his pick, and I believe they're going to go lock down as well and grab Adora Huncho. Another Adora guy. Adora Huncho, he was I think he's one of the guys, if I'm not mistaken, came in through the 3 side. I played against him in a 3 tournament, and our point guard couldn't score. So that's how I got to introduce him. I want to say that's him, or it could be Dots or Dollars. It's like 20 of these dudes, but I want to say it's Adora Huncho. But if it is him, I think Greenlight is going to be comfortable with getting unlimited stops with Guapo and Huncho. And
that's gonna be one toxic pick and roll. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Oh yeah, 100%. And then Greenlight's gonna get 40. So, hey, Coach Face, man, you drafted real well, but hey, Jersey got some dogs over there, man. I don't know. So we got the Snake Eyes with their third pick in the third round. They're gonna go with Flacco XXL. So I know this ain't iFlacco.
No.
Not really knowledgeable on who Flacco is, but did he play in the combine?
I believe he played in the. Are you talking about last year?
No, this year.
Yes, let me pull up his stats for you right now. Give me 1 second.
I think he's got mixed in with scores. I think we got mixed this what's called it up. I know we didn't. Let me know if you can find it. Is it pulling up for you? Not pulling up on my end. Oh well, I think we'll skip it. But chat, what we know about Flacco XXL, chat? Because he's also in good company. He's running with score season and bag motion. One thing about being a lockdown playing with bag motion, that bag is gonna at least give him some advice on how things really work. So if there's no scoring or anything, of course I think bag is gonna be up top. They might throw score season in the corner or vice versa. In worst case, or might just have to play with a toxic lineup with a bunch of lockdowns and just go get a bucket himself. But I think on the defensive end, I think Flacco will have some help in that department. So
I think this is going to be his best chance to learn from one of the league's best lockdowns.
For sure, I think Bags is gonna definitely be in like a coach on the floor type of role. So with the Demons,
he has a small forward in the lockdown. And he has a lockdown in the power forward. He says his favorite player who he compares himself to is Scotty because he can play defense.
mm-hmm.
And so
hey, Scotty's lucky too. Get you some points on the break. And the Demons, they're gonna go with Guap, XO2 Guap at center, the GM pick. So I think he did a good job of grabbing VA in the second round and getting Marco in the first round. I think he really is trying to solidify his front court early and then get his guy to get buckets. I wonder what he's going to do in terms of the rest of the draft, just because it's some decent names still on the floor, still on the court, and I wonder how he's going to be able to put the ball in the hole without grabbing one of the top shooting guards so far. So what do you think?
Yeah, that's why I'm saying I'm intrigued on where he's going here. This is part of the reason why he wanted to take Adora Ezra early because he knew that he didn't have a third round pick because he was picking himself. So I'm just intrigued on where he goes from here.
Also, if you're a GM, could you just save yourself for last? Is that possible?
No, we weren't gonna allow playing GMs this season, but so we told GMs that if they played, if it was them playing, it would be a third round pick. And we try to do it based off talent.
Mm-hmm.
So we allow him to be a third round pick, so that way he could still play.
Okay, man, I gotta be a GM here. I can start boxing some. Okay, we got the Marauders up next. Here drafting their third guy here in the third round, and they're gonna go with small forward and draft Jags 1030. Is that Jags from
Throwdown? Yes. This pick made me block Pill today.
Man, Pill, what's going on, man?
I'm gonna get into it, but this pick made me block. This pick almost made me block Pill today.
Jackson, one of those guys to move around. I coached him in Dallas. In 20, I think it was 2K20. What was it?
Yeah, first time? 2K21. That was 2K21.
2K21. And Jackson's really impressive when I was watching him like warm up, watching him practice leading up to the event. And he's multi-dimensional. Can play center, can play guard, can run lock. I think he kind of reminds me of like how Plondo was coming up. Like he can kind of move around if he wants to, and no matter what position you put him in, he's going to be noticeable. So even if he's playing lock right now or moving to the guard and Ubats is playing point guard, I think he's going to be serviceable no matter where you put him.
Yeah, definitely. So, He did some spicy stuff with that, but we ain't gonna talk about it.
Man, Peel, man, working the system. That's crazy. So we got the Heist coming in with the third pick, and they're gonna go with another guard here and take Cataclysm. Did I'm saying that right?
Yeah, ooh, Cataclysm. So so he picked himself here. So that is himself. He's gonna play point guard for his team. Point guard is shooting guard. He's gonna play shooting guard. Let Blizzy Blake on the one.
Okay, so Tay is Cataclysm.
Yep.
Okay, gotcha. I said I don't have much to say about Cataclysm because I haven't heard the name before, but maybe he's gonna introduce himself on the court. So
yeah,
we have the Bad Apples coming in with their third pick. They're on the clock now. Those guys, I think this is Reed Dallas drafting.
Yep, he
And
picked himself. I believe. Yeah, he picked himself.
that boy shooting 81. Is that Reed Dollars?
Yes, he changed his PSN the day of the draft.
That is crazy. What is up? Everybody changing their PSNs, man. Something
Who
crazy.
knows, man? I
At
don't
least
know
if
why.
you're gonna change it, keep your name in it somehow. You know, like Crown Jokers, we know who that is. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So like, if you change your name, at least make it to where like we still know who you are. At least that's my opinion, I guess. I ain't gonna change my name on y'all. Y'all gonna see Yay everywhere. It's fine. And now with the last pick of the third round, we have the Triceratops, and this is gonna be Preem's pick, and they draft Murder Season. I think Murder Season is one of those guys I've been hearing a lot about through post draft too. Never got to actually sit down and watch him. But I've seen him in a lot of screenshots, like in Elite Eights and Final Fours. So he is making a little bit of noise. I think he has to like cross over into he has to expand his game a little bit more from what I'm hearing, and really get into those conversations with the other power forwards, because power forwards are really deep this year.
Yeah,
Every
but
every year, really.
here's the thing about murder though. Murder isn't in those conversations because of murder. Like murder is he's really good at the game. He just doesn't mark himself the right way. He doesn't play in those tens or whatever else you want to call. He doesn't play on a good team, so you don't see much of him and making deep runs and whatnot. But he is a good player. He's a really good player, and him being on the team with Kai and Bump, that pick and roll is going to be deadly and toxic and I hate to say it, but Preem team should be good and they should go far as long as Preem doesn't sell itself the rest of the draft.
That's a
Preem
fact.
is known to sell, so he may sell himself the rest of the draft.
Yeah, guess we gonna see, man. So looking at the recap of the third round, now we got our trifectas in order, man. We got our big threes. We started off with Joker, drafting itself with the AGM pick. Honey Rocks PR. That is a retainment, I'm guessing, right? The Honey Rocks pick, the red.
What was that? I'm sorry. Oh yeah, that's the AGM pick with Honey Rocks. Yeah.
That's AGM pick, and then we got Breezy going to the Cokies. Goat Me going to the Walkers, which is probably the best pick of the round for me. Twin going to Nightmare. Travelers picking up Adora Huncho. Snake Eyes grabbing Flacco XXL. XO2 Guap going to the Demons. And a Steel with the Marauders grabbing Jags in the third round. Cataclysm drafting himself with Chicago Heights. Same thing with Dat Boy shooting 81, drafting himself with Bad Apples. And Murder Season to top off the third round. What do you think was the biggest sleeper pick of the draft at this point, Perry?
Jags in the third round, but I think twin clamps with Marquise and Eyeball. I mean, with Marquise and not elite shooter is going to be huge too.
For sure. I'm just mad that they let Goat Me go third round.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
crazy. That's probably the
I'm gonna say,
sleeper pick. They just fell asleep.
just a quick note here. Hey guys, make sure you like and subscribe to the YouTube channel. Once we get to 2,500 subs on the Unified Pro-Am YouTube channel, I will give away cash prizes of Ev's money. Okay, so I will give away some of Ev's money if you guys get us to 2,500 likes. I mean 2,500 subscribers. So I'm gonna give away some of Ev's money, guys.
For sure. Hey, I'm down with that, man. Let me go ahead and hit that button and boom, we're in there. Get your wallet ready, F. No, he don't want to talk now. He was trolling before. Quiet now. So the Triceratops are actually back on the clock, and they're gonna draft the first pick in the fourth round, Sharp Pierre. So Sharp Pierre, shooter. See, I think I don't know too much about Sharp Pierre. Who's he running with?
So this is shooter.
Shooter. I don't think I know shooter either. wait, shoot too much or no? I'm thinking of score too much.
Yeah, he's just shooter. He is and he can really do that. Kai is a dominant ball handler, so Preem went and got a shooter elite. So this guy can really shoot the ball, man. Yeah, Ev, I said I'm gonna give away some of your money if we get to 2,500 subs on YouTube.
25, yeah, go ahead, give it away. I don't know anybody, man. It's getting to that round where I don't know anybody, Ev. I ain't gonna lie to you, dog.
They said Sheeta knows how to. They said Sheeta knows how to sell a finals though.
Oh, that's crazy. Was he the one smoking opens the other night? And everybody was on a famous stream chat. Was that Sharp Pierre? It might have been. I think that was him. That's crazy. Now we have the Bad Apples gonna pick. They're gonna draft their front court guy here and get Adore Kyle. So is this? I know this ain't Kyle from Freaky, right? That, I'm Freaky. That's not that Kyle, is it?
No, I don't think so. I think he's still on Xbox. If I'm not mistaken.
Okay, I'm about to say I know a lot of those guys kind of float around, but Adore Kyle again, a part of that clan. Those guys do come up with some dogs. It's a stage clan that are making their way to Pro Am. I have heard the name, but didn't know who exactly what it was. So again, Ev's probably right. Don't know too much about him, but hey, drafted in the 4th round, got Stop Cage, got D with him. Having D in front of you, he's gonna have a little bit of help. So it should make things easy for Kyle.
Yeah, most definitely. Hopefully, he doesn't have to hold his hand.
For sure. Heist is gonna come in with their pick in the 4th, and they're grabbing Godlock at point guard. Game name like Godlock at point guard. Is it gonna be like a bad motion story, or this guy really been running point for a while? You know?
Yeah, I'm just intrigued on this pick because his first pick he went Blizzy Bait, his second pick he went Lock, his third pick he went him at shooting guard, and then he picks another guard. So I'm just intrigued on what he's doing.
Mm-hmm. Maybe some of these guys got a few arcs. Maybe Blizzy Blake is gonna be like the main guy, you know, and then Tay and Godlock gonna just kind of figure out things around him, or who knows? They maybe got a guy lined up later in the draft that they want to fill in, and maybe they just wanted to get a name off the board. So when one guy's out, we got another guard that can kind of step in. It's probably schedule issues too as well. So that maybe be what Tay's.
Godlock is. I'm looking at his bio right now. He has a center, a defensive anchor, so he may be here to run center.
Yeah, about to say, yeah. Probably one of those things where he got a bunch of bills. Most point guards got a bunch of bills. I think most people got a bunch of bills now, so you don't know who's playing what until you load up.
Yeah, until you load up, yeah.
So now the Marauders are coming in with their pick at power forward, and they're gonna draft Kai Reed. If I'm saying that right, the Marauders gonna draft Kai Reed, power forward. Now I do know about Kai Reed. Can't remember what team he actually played for, but I've seen his stuff. I've seen his Twitch before, just kind of stepping in and watching some film off of him. This is last year. I didn't watch too much of him this year. He's one of those guys who played really well out the corner. Then he kind of transitioned to playing the pick and roll. But let's see how he actually runs this year. He's going to be running with what's the roster? I got Jags, Maple, and U-Bot. So he's with good company for sure. And he might actually. I think he runs a little bit of lock too, if I'm not mistaken, chat.
I think this is Pill just drafting versatility here.
Mm-hmm. For sure. I think that's a solid pick by Pill, grabbing Kyrie there. And now we're with the next pick going to the Demons. And this is XO2 Guap drafting, and he's going to go guard and grab Ginger Fredman.
Ginger Fredman.
Ginger Fredman is probably my favorite names thus far in the draft. What do you think? What do you think is the best name we heard so far, Perry? Ginger Fredman.
Let me see. Yeah, probably Ginger Fredman. Ginger
Fredman or Cataclysm. Probably the top two names of the draft thus far. Loving that. I don't know too much about Ginger Fredman, but I think with G7, I think he'd be able to, dex up and get some easy threes off in this game. So it was Snake Eyes.
I know that that Guap really wanted him. Like he really, really wanted him. Like, and he was emphatic on making sure that he got him on his team.
That's good, man. They must have some chemistry there. So when G7 gets caught up, might be hitting Ginger. G7 gets caught up and Ginger Fredman gets the ball. I really got to say the whole name too. You can't just say Ginger or Fred. Ginger Fredman gets the ball. I think they have a little bit of chemistry there if you wanted them that much. So with Snake Eyes, they're going to go ahead and grab their big here, and they're getting tucked. another fresh name. I think one thing I do love about WR Select, it is a perfect spot for you to get your name out there, especially if you're playing with your teams at your BYOT tournaments and you're not really having much success. Now you're in a league with 12 teams instead of 80, and you have a better shot at getting your name out there and actually winning some hardware, winning some money.
Yeah, most definitely.
And now we have the Travelers.
Oh yeah, because this season rings, the rings that you win from this season, Ev is gonna send those out, not Perry. So, put them out there.
So Travelers gonna draft their shooting guard, and they're gonna grab Clamchew. Is this I'm thinking of thank you. Sorry, I'm tripping.
Yeah.
Clamchew. I think I'm gonna pull up his bio here real quick.
Fred said, I mean, Ginger Fredman said, me and G7 gonna be locked in. I'm literally in the gym right now. Don't worry. Don't even worry about it. He said.
Oh man. Asking Clamchew, who is the NBA player you compare himself to? He said he compares himself to Klay Thompson. He put Play Thompson, which is funny because of his shooting ability. So he must be one of those guys who's really good going out to the decks, not afraid to take it to the rack when need be, and be able to play defense on the other end. So it'd be great to see what Clamchew has in store for us this season of season 10. And now we got the Nightmare on the clock, and their pick is in. They're gonna go front court as well and draft Forever Not Comp. I want to say he's a center. I could be mistaken. Chat.
This is my guy, man. He's been around Select for a while. This is Forever NY. I think the only thing.
Oh yeah, Forever NY. Yeah. What? See?
The only thing that holds him back is his schedule. Like, I believe he's a truck driver or something like that. So where he misses important games because of his schedule. But if they can get him on the court, if they can have all four of the guys they drafted so far on the court, this is a very solid team.
Yeah, I'm about to say this is Forever NY, and I know a lot about him. Really good center, one of those underrated guys. And I think this is a good opportunity. Like I was saying before, it's 12 teams at the 80s, got a better shot of getting some wins. But yeah, just got to make sure his schedule is right. But I think that's a solid pick from the guys over there in Nightmare. Now we have the Walkers. It's Coach Face.
They're in the chat. His schedule better now.
You say it's better now? Cleared it out?
Better now,
yeah. Stop changing your name. You're making me look silly. Come on. The Walker's going to draft. Is this real easy money? The real easy money?
Yep. This is the liquid general manager or coach or whatever he is for them over there.
That is awesome, man. I played against him in 10s, and he was playing guard. He was actually moving around okay on guard, but he had a little short guy, so he was getting boxed up by me. But that's neither here nor there. But I never seen him play lock this year, so I wonder if he's actually playing lock. If Face is actually going to put him there. Ham's at lock. He could probably play power forward or something and goat me. So maybe got him to float around a little bit. But no matter where they put him, he has help with Ham and goat me.
Yeah.
It could also throw him guard. He's pretty versatile. So now we got the Kokies legit back on the clock.
I said, Coach, whatever he is over there, Coach GM, whatever he is over there, Pistol Fire. What's up?
Is this pronounced Xylon? Or is it V-Xylon? I'd say like Xylon. Yeah. At first, I was thinking this was the cat from Xbox, but I was like, I think I was thinking of Tylox. Xylon. So, don't know too much about Xylon, but I know you said legit usually drafts really well. So I'm guessing he actually got some time to look into some film. I see that he was in the combine. I'm not able to pull up his stats for some reason. My computer's being funky. Probably because me and you looking in the same box.
This man is saying that that he likes 0 game in the win select.
You said he likes to win 0 games in select?
He likes 0 game in the win select because Big Face drafted all of these 0 gaming.
Oh,
they're trying to trolling us right now.
Chrome Antenna, what's going on, man? Good to see you in here. You gotta get you in select, man. You should have joined up.
They gotta get you back in here. He's a former first round pick. I think he got picked number 3 overall by the Nightmare, and they won like no games that season.
Damn.
No, I'm just saying they're actually pretty good.
I was like Chrome. That's what Chrome was playing the guard. I want to say he was at the 2.
Nah, he was at lock.
He was at 2 last year. Maybe it was not too long ago. You were talking about.
Yeah.
Now we have Cartel with their pick. They're gonna draft Bapu at center. Unless it's somebody who changed their name. I have no clue who Bapu is. Any analysis, Perry?
So like this is another guy who I don't know much about, but this is if they took Toxel, I don't know what they're doing with Bapu and where they're gonna put him at unless one of them are going to power forward because they're both center. They're both center, so I'm just intrigued.
Yeah, I think Tox can move around from what I believe. I think he can run a power forward too as well. So it probably depends on the matchup, or they're gonna run 2, 3 power forwards at a time, kind of like bench all stars. You never know what these guys have up their sleeve.
Yeah, who knows? Yeah,
If
I
the
think
first,
that's probably what they're gonna do, and just let Kazula chuck.
for sure, man. And then the fourth pick of the last round, we have the Road Runners Joker ADB is going to draft Tay from the Mill. If he's just actually from the Mill, that's a 4-on-4 guy, man. That's hometown, man. Milwaukee, stand up. If that's Tay from the Mill, I can't wait to see what he does. I know that's why Joker got him because that Milwaukee guy's got that dog in him. So I can't wait to see what he got in him, man. It's Joker. Yeah, Joker's in the chat. Why you grab my guy? Cause he's from Milwaukee. Joke.
Joker has been, Tay has been around for a while, and this is another really solid pick right here by Joker. I think his team is rounded out pretty nice as well.
That's a fact, and that wraps up the third or fourth round. We getting through these pretty quick. I like our timing, man. First pick in the fourth round with the Triceratops going with Sharp Pierre, aka Shooter. Dora Kyle goes to the Bad Apples. Heist grabs Godlock. Kyrie, one of the sleeper picks of the round, goes to the Marauders. Ginger Fred, man, definitely the best name in the drafts thus far, goes to the Demons to play the 2. Tuck goes to Snake Eyes of Vegas. Clamp Chew is going to be playing with the Travelers. Nightmare at the 8th pick in the draft, Forever NY, aka Forever Not Comp.
That makes sense, Joker.
What do you say?
Oh, go ahead. You can finish. I'll say it afterwards.
Okay. Real easy money. Is gonna take off the GM headset, and pick up the controller and play with the walkers. Kokis grabs Xylon. Bapu going to play big man with the Cartel, and the Road Runners wraps us up in the fourth round to grab Tay from the Mill. Now,
so
you saying something, man?
Joker said that he's the only organized crime player in the pool, so he had to get him up. That's when he pulled a big face and he pulled the Coast jersey and picked up his guy from his actual team.
Hey, I don't blame y'all. I probably would do the same if I was coaching and I had some smooth guys in here. That's an OG brand. Some of y'all probably too young to know. I probably draft my own guys too. I can't blame y'all for that, man. But we're gonna keep it pushing, man. We're gonna keep it pushing, man. We're grabbing the last guy in the starting lineup in this next round, man. And we're gonna have the Road Runners to complete the 5 that's gonna be getting on the court. Road Runners Joker's gonna grab Good Luck Mari to even out the backcourt, but I think they have 3 guards right now.
Three guards? Who's gonna play power forward?
Who's gonna be playing power forward? Maybe it's gonna be Tay. Maybe they got some guys who's gonna play a little lock, or who knows? One of these guards might have a 2-way. I mean, it might creative. Maybe Joker has something planned up his sleeve, some organized crime up his sleeve. Say you will.
I think Joker's just being joking.
Joker's just joking. He's just joking right now. We have the Cartel with the next pick, and looks like they're gonna grab Sofrito 2K. I actually like that name too. That might be coming in number 2 or 3. This is one of those names that it seems very familiar, but I can't really place where I know him from. Is he one of the PR guys?
I'm not even gonna lie to you. I have no idea.
Oh yeah. I was gonna say I want to.
I was gonna make something up. I was like, nah, I'm gonna be honest.
Make sure you're forget it. I was gonna say I thought he was one of the PR guys. Like, let me know, chat. What we know.
Yeah, he's one of the PR guys. What they said in the chat.
He is the PR guy.
Yeah, he must be one of Rock's boys.
Okay, cool. I was like, it sounds very familiar. So we're going on with the Kokies drafting their fifth guy to round up the lineup, and they're gonna go with JP. So JP, um, this sounds another guy that sounds. Did he used to go by just JP and then he switched to like J spelled out in his P?
I believe so. I believe that is who that is right there.
I think he used to go by
This was
JP
this,
something.
this was a good pick right here by Legit, especially get him in the fifth round. I think Legit was just drafting best available, and I think that he should have been taken earlier, but to round out his power forward, especially get him in the fifth round, a really good power forward this late is huge for him.
Yeah, now got the round out. Got range early, retaining him and Breezy, who can move around. JP is probably another one of those guys who can move around. So I think legit is doing. He is really smart by how he drafted, and he grabbing Relly in a second with the AGM pick. So I think they're going to be a force to be reckoned with that five. We're moving on to the Walkers on the clock, and they're going to grab Guard Mello. See, Guard Mello is one of those guys I've been around for a little minute, and he kind of pops in. He's like one of those guys you like match up with, like randomly on this, like finding a matchup on Discord. He'll hit you up on Discord, and he will give you buckets, but his team won't be that good. So I think this is a good time for him to change that around. Especially playing with Tay, Ham, and Goat Me. You really can't mess up
Yeah, I can't. You just kind of just go with the flow right here.
Yeah, yeah, they got him playing point, which he's probably going to be running.
The two, yeah.
Yeah, and then Tay can move over. Tay's a break demon, so if Melo is having a game, Tay is cool with sitting back and letting him get his too. So that's a good pick from Coach Face. So we're moving on to Nightmare, and
so this here is go ahead.
Oh, okay. I was like, yeah, they're gonna grab their small forward or power forward lane thief. Because I know they grabbed Twin earlier. So what do you think they're gonna do here, man?
So Lane Thief is if you guys watch the player spotlights, he's one of those guys who did a player spotlight, and he is, in his estimation, self-proclaimed one of the greatest power forwards in WR Select history. He's gonna be power forward, but he put his build is small forward. He came over from Xbox. His Xbox name was Jay Cynical, and his catchphrase, "You got to be cynical to be clinical."
Oh, Cynical. Okay, I know who this is now.
So he is. I think this is a great pick here by the Nightmare.
Again, didn't know him by the name, but I know Jay Cynical is. I know who Cynical is.
Yep. So he's one of those guys who he used to play point guard. Now he's playing power forward. And he's been really good at power forward.
And we have the next pick with the Travelers, and they're gonna draft. I think this is a steal too, grabbing Gas at the shooting guard spot. Gas is the underrated guard. I'm not sure what he's gonna do with the whole Clamp you and Gas dynamic there. Maybe he's planning to grab a big later. But I think this is a good pick grabbing Gas here. It's kind of the same thing with like Guard Mello, one of those guys, pickup guys who they kind of float around, but when they're in the game, they're actually pretty solid.
Yeah. I think just another best available pick. Just it's gonna be nights where like Greenlight has 5-6 series in one night. I mean, as he would know since he's the one scheduling them. So I mean, but you still got to play your select games. So he gets somebody who can come in, fill in that void for a night and whatnot for a game or two. So he drafts another best available shooting guards.
Yeah, that's pretty smart to do it that way. Greenlight probably is going to be pretty busy. And we're going to the next pick with Snake Eyes. They're going to draft their fifth guy, and they're going to go along, get a power forward here, and get Banto. Banto could be another person who changed their name. Don't know too much about him. What can you tell me about Banto, chat or Perry?
I'm intrigued by this team in general. Because he didn't go like I thought. Like outside of score season, I mean, we know Bag Motion, but we don't know him at point guard. So outside of score season, I'm just intrigued on what's gonna happen with this entire team. Like,
Go ahead.
Like you said, like he has Flacco a lot, so he put somebody behind him, a power forward behind him in Banto, and now where do you go from there? Like, are they gonna be able to compete? Are you gonna hand your keys to your offense to Bag, and then this is somebody who can play both positions, power forward and center, and Banto. So we'll see. His comparison is Sean Marion, knockdown shooter and versatile defender.
I
From
hope he
my
has a
knowledge,
Sean
Sean
Marion
Marion,
jump shot.
huh?
I hope he has a Sean Marion jump shot.
That would be hilarious. I'm not gonna lie to you.
That would be insane. That team definitely is gonna have something to prove with that roster. But we're with the Demons. Guap is back on the clock. He's gonna grab his small forward and get Freaky Trey, another guy who sounds very familiar. He must have went by a different name. It's 150 guys per position in the database. It's hard to keep up with all these guys. Ev's gonna troll me about not knowing anybody. It's hard to keep up with everybody. That's why I'm here at the WR Select, baby. This is where we find the talent. This is where we find the needle in the haystack. So what we think about Freaky Trey?
So this is like I said, like I just said, like I'm just intrigued by the way these guys are filling out their teams. Like after he was so pressed to pick Ginger Fredman, he came back with Freaky Trey, and this is his lock. I believe that he felt like he can get his lock late, so that way. But you got when you see the guard talent in this draft class, it's how do you wait so late to pick a lock?
I think I understand because it's not like I was saying earlier. It's not too many guard. It's not much lock talent. I don't want to say it like that, but it's not a bunch of lock names that we really know, like there is with the guards. So I'm not mad at them grabbing your guards early and then kind of waiting middle of the draft to get your locks, and then kind of waiting later to get your power forward center. And then when it comes to defense, it's really going to come down to communication and actually getting some chemistry down. So grabbing a lock late might not be the worst thing. It's team defense this year, so I'm actually not mad at the pick by Guap. So we're moving on to the Marauders, and they're gonna get Jinjutsu, Jinjutsu Riz, another name not too familiar with, unless it went by something else that y'all can remind me. But grabbing somebody that kind of work along tandem with U-Bots and Jags, it might just be one of those guys. It might be like a puzzle piece, man. You just pick them up, put them wherever you need them. They haven't drafted a center yet, which intrigues me with the Marauders. They might be moving Jags here. That's going to be my guess, but they haven't really drafted a center yet.
No, he said Maple's going to play center. So I'm just
that's right.
Okay. He said Maple's going to play center. So I'm just intrigued on where he goes from there. Like, okay, so now we know U-Bots is playing point guard from, and we know that Jags is playing. I mean, where do you put Jags at? Do you put him at lock? Do you put him at hash? Like, because Jags can move around a little bit everywhere. We know Maple's at center. Cali Reed's at power forward, and he just kind of go from there, just filling in the gaps.
Yeah, I'm about to say, I think you can put Jags anywhere. I think Peel is kind of taking the versatility route. You can't hit on it for that. Can't hit on it for that. I think that was a good pick getting the guard there, if that's the case. And we're gonna move on to the Heist, drafting their 5th player of the night, and they're gonna go power forward, and they're gonna get Audio Elite NYC. Audio Elite NYC. What do you think about that? That roster they put together now. So they got Godlock, they got Cataclysm, which is Tay, AV on top, and then Blizzy Blake to kind of round everything out. I wonder who's gonna be the second most pivotal person of that roster. What do you think?
Yeah, I believe that. Can I give you a hot take?
Yes,
take.
I'll take.
I know I'm gonna get clipped, but I believe that Blizzy Blake is overrated. I was a fan of him when he was making his run, but as playing against him, I believe that he's overrated, and I believe that the most important piece to the team is going to be Tay himself. Tay's going to have to carry the load on this team.
Oh, you heard it here. The Cataclysm is going to be.
And I believe that when you put a guy like, especially a guy like Range with a point to prove out, he got 50 dropped him. I don't know how. Like God knows. Like, were you asleep when he did that? Because. Like when you're a walking zombie, when he put 50 on you, like what's going on? So I just feel like that a lot of these teams aren't gonna watch his rim run. I believe it's gonna fall on Tay. It's gonna fall on Tay.
There's an art in the rim run. You know, remember Blizzy Blake was hitting euros and hops and there's a secret art to it, and he's gonna be he gets on the break too.
I played against it 2-3 nights ago, and I shut it down completely. I was on swing. I shut it.
Perry, you in the game, man? You playing the
I'm not.
game?
We flooded them. I'm not watching that. So
Oh
it's
man,
it's a lot of teams that are not gonna watch that, especially a guy like Guapo, mate, who I know is gonna swing murder season. So it's just like you take a guard like Blizzy Blake, and then you like look what you didn't really put much around him. Like AB on top is gonna have to get 1,000 locks. He's gonna have to get 1,000 stops.
mm,
And when you're going against a guard like Green Light, G7, can you get enough stops to win the game? And I just
yeah.
don't think it happens.
It's a good point. You heard it here first. You heard it here first, man. You know how Perry feels, chat. Clip him up, clip him up. It's harder on YouTube, so you're gonna have to work your way around. You got to save video. But Bad Apple's gonna draft with their fifth guy. They're gonna go shooting guard and grab Alpha at the shooting guard spot, topping off their starting five. I do like that. That boy shooting or Reed Dollars is versatile too. Like he played 4 positions, so it's
Yeah,
probably going to be going based off schedule or who's going to be going where, or based off chemistry, based off who's going to be going where. They got their dynamic duo in D and Stop K early. I think the rest is going to come down. Hey, what do we feel the best at?
yeah. I mean, I think he's just gonna. I think he's gonna be trying a lot of different lineups. I don't think he has a set lineup in his head. I think he's just drafting the draft, and he's just gonna go out there and see what works.
Can't get mad at him for that.
I don't
Now,
drink, so there's no such thing as drunk Perry because Perry doesn't drink.
yeah, you heard it here first, boys. Perry don't drink, man. Sober man Perry. Hashtag sober Perry. So, Triceratops are gonna finish out the last or the 5th round, and they're gonna grab Protect Rims at center. Now, I think this is a very slept-on pick. Protect Rims is one of those guys who was kind of heavy in the on the timeline. I've talked to him several times, played with him. I think he's one of those guys who, when he's in the paint, he has to be a little more aggressive. His interior defense is solid. He just has to be more aggressive around the rim and get outside his own head. Once he gets a rhythm with the people he's with, I think he's going to actually perform well. I think it's going to come down to chemistry with him and who he can communicate with, because he gets in his own head, but he is a solid player.
I give him 2 games.
2 games and then what? He's out of there. He's done.
He's gonna be benched by the second game. Kai's gonna be like, I don't want to play them, and he's gonna bench him.
Damn, really?
And I like Rims, but Rims is not the type of center that Kai needs.
Yeah, you gotta hold the screen, man. You know how Ty want to dance. Ty want to dance, man. But we're gonna wrap up the 5th round. Now everybody out here with their starting 5. Started with the Roadrunners grabbing Good Luck, Mari, and Sofrito going to Cartel to play Lockdown. The Koki's draft JP. Walker's grabbing Guard Mello, another sleeper pick in the draft. Nightmare grabbing Lane Thief, aka Cynical. Travelers getting another slept on guard, Gas, who I've known for a little bit playing against. Banto goes to Vegas with the Snake Eyes. Freaky Trey gets picked up to play Lockdown for the Demons. Jinjitsu Riz goes to the Marauders at the 9th pick. And then Audio Elite NYC gets picked up for the Chicago Heights. Bad Apple select Alpha to play the 2. And Triceratops grabs Protect Rims to close out the 5th round. Now, Perry, we got everybody has their starting 5. Don't answer this with any emotion, but who are you the most nervous playing against when you look at these rosters? Who are you loading up against? You're like, oh man, I got to be locked in for this.
Zero gaming.
Zero gaming walkers.
But nah. In all honesty, I would want to see. I wouldn't want to play that Marauders team just because I don't know what lineup they're gonna run. They have a lot of talent over there, a lot of versatile guys. The team I would want to play is the Ice. I want to play against Willie Blake, and I would like to play against. Oh, it's a couple bad teams if you ask me. They're just out here drafting. I believe Preem just sold his draft with drafting Protect Rims. I literally said that. Like he's gonna find a way to sell his draft.
Yeah, I mean, that's tough. I'll have to give it to Nightmare. I think they drafted really well, grabbing Elite and Marquise early.
Definitely. That's a
Getting
great
sleeper
play.
guys like Twain and Forever NY, and then Cynical with a fifth pick. With your
Yeah,
fifth round pick, I might think they're doing
yeah,
really well. I think
yeah.
whoever drafted that Nightmare team is probably the top three drafter right now, in my opinion. Get some solid guys there. So now we're going to go to the sixth round. We're going to go for the sixth man of the year, starting with the Triceratops. And we're going to start running through these guys. So hold your
Oh,
hat. It's going to get windy.
sorry, quick note. Make sure you guys sub to the YouTube channel. Like and sub to the YouTube channel. Once we get to 2,500 likes, I'm going to give away some of Ev's money. All right? So I'm going to give away Ev's money if you guys get us to 2,500 subs. Thank you.
Yes, sir. Make sure y'all stay on top of that. But the first pick of the sixth round, I got most hated Wade. This Triceratops probably going to come in and jump in that lock or maybe power forward just in case
A
somebody
little
goes.
bit of everything. I think he's gonna play a little bit of
I think he
everything.
plays center too.
I think he has a shooting guard as well.
Yeah, I think he jumps around. Bad Apples grab Ant757 VA. One thing I've known is a lot of VA guys on 2K. There's a lot of Virginia Beach guys playing the game with 2K. Y'all by the beach, man. Go outside. Go have some fun. Enjoy the weather. We're gonna go with Heist. Gonna grab Common Welly to play power forward and fill in the front court. Next, Marauders gonna grab Code PCNA at point guard. So maybe Boss is gonna get too busy and they're gonna have him come in and run the show. I think it's good to grab point guard late in the draft, depending on who your stars are or how busy guys are.
Sleeper pick as well. Code is really good.
Code is good. I'll do a little bit about him. I think he played Xbox a little bit too, right? Or am I tripping? Oh,
Code is really good. Yeah.
Okay. And then Demons and Guap is gonna take a point guard too as well. That's X Prof Pro RF. How's that pronounced?
Man, at this point, X proof. I have no idea.
Maybe maybe it was supposed to be an O, and they put an R there, so it's Prof. And then Snake Eyes goes with a sleeper pick. Gets Love Max. Love Max. I've caught his game here and there. He's actually not a bad lock. I think I caught him in a couple of tens as well. I think that's a good pick to grab there. It might be a busy guy. Might not have a ton of time to play. That's why he got grabbed up late. But solid pick nonetheless. And then of course Zero Gaming. Oh, it's not Zero Gaming, but Travelers and Coach Jersey. So Fear Potential is gonna grab Ghost PRI Ghost Pre at lockdown. I think getting some diversity at the lockdown position is probably going to be good. Jersey's a good coach, good guy to be around, so I think it's good there. Nightmare is going to grab another an underrated guy, Cubehead. Been seeing them on the timeline a lot lately, a lot of clip dumps. So he may have the time to prove himself playing with Marquise and Eyeball Lee. Has good company in the backcourt, so if he gets in there, he's always going to have some help with him.
Yep. Feel like he'll get on the court with at least one of them.
Yeah, for sure. And he has a great defense around him. Probably one of the best front courts drafted tonight. And then they're gonna go with the Walkers, who grabbed Her Manners. Her Manners. It's just one of the females in gaming, women in gaming.
This I wouldn't be surprised knowing Big Face.
I was like, yeah, because I never heard of the name. Maybe can somebody educate me on the Twitter at see who it is. But grabbing that lockdown. Ham is a pretty busy guy. Easy money, pretty busy guy. Might have to spend a bunch of time for him or her to get in and get some tick with Zero Gaming guys on that roster. And then next for the Kokies is going to be Love Gilly. Is this Gilly Wizards Gilly?
Wizards Gilly?
Yeah, Great Gilly. You remember Great Gilly from the Wizards?
I don't think that's who that is.
They said that's a dude. Okay, shit. I didn't know, man. They want to make any assumptions. Just had to make sure. But Love Gilly is gonna go to the Kokies. I didn't know if that was Great Gilly from the Wizards. I feel like he would just come off as Great Gilly. He always played Xbox anyways. And then Cartel gonna grab a power forward on their pick for their sixth man. They're gonna grab Dory at the power forward spot, which probably is gonna get some playing time, especially with all Seems like they're kind of doubled up on centers. So who knows? He might be able to actually step in and get some tick. And then the Roadrunners with Joker ADB to wrap up the 6th round. Grab Big Beast. Actually, I know I played with Big Beast, know a little bit about him. Played back in the day with AB and like Cha Cha and those guys back in the day. Actually solid. He's also kind of inconsistent. One of those guys who kind of
Yeah, I was gonna say that Big Beast is he's decent at the game. Just got to be more consistent.
just a little bit inconsistent, a little bit of a hot hit. But if he's able to step in and make big plays off the bench, I mean that's going to be crucial for that Roadrunners team. So looking at the wrap up of the 6th round, kind of ran through it pretty quick. Just because we got through the starting five, we're just getting through the bench now. Triceratops grab Most Hated Wade, pretty versatile. Bad Apples grab Virginia Beach's own at 757. Chicago Height grab Common Welly, the 3rd pick. Cold PCNA point guard going to the Marauders with the 5th pick. Demons draft PGX Porf. I'm just gonna say it like that just because I don't know how to actually say it. Love Mags goes to the Snake Eyes to play lock, another solid pick. Travelers grab Ghost Pre. And the 8th pick, Cube Head, another underrated guy, goes to the Nightmare. Walkers grab Hermanners. Love Gilly goes to play 6-man for the Kokies. The Cartel picks up the power forward Dory. And the man in the middle, Big Beast, goes to the Road Runners to top off the 6th round. What do you think is gonna get 6-man of the year? Is that an actual
Yeah,
award for
that's
the select?
what we're looking to. But 6-man of the year.
Looking at these guys, 6-man in the year, who's getting it?
I'd probably say either Code. Yeah, probably Code. Reason being, U-Box is gonna be in 1,000 things, and and legit trolled and said that he's gonna leave. He's gonna leave to go play a 3v3 game, and I just feel like Code's gonna get a lot of playing time over there with Pill. But I feel like he's gonna come in and do well.
I hear you there, man. If I had to really pick, it's gonna be tough. I would probably gonna say Love Max for Snake Eyes. I think they're kind of jumbled up in terms of what that front court is gonna do. And he'd be able to step in, especially with bag point and point guard. He might be able to get some actual time depending on availability over there. But that's just my guess. It was just like a shot in the dark. So we'll see, man. We'll see who goes to get that 6-man spot. Now we're moving on to the 7th round. We're just getting some depth here. The Road Runner is going to grab Alexandria's TV at the center spot. So they're really beefing up that center position over there on Road Runners. Joker's not going to play, guys. He just drafting centers. He's going to step in the playoffs. He just drafted centers just to get the record up for the playoffs. Is that right, Joe? I know your style. I know how you rock. The Cartel with the next pick is going to grab new to this 0 at the power forward position. Again, they're beefing up their front court a lot. They got 2 guards and they have 4 or 5 guys in the front court. So I wonder what Rox is doing over there. Colquist is going to grab goddamn shooting guard. I like that name too. That's solid. Yeah. They might be competing for that 2-guard spot with Xylon on the Koki squad. Walkers, aka Zero Gaming Coach Face, is going to draft GIHFK. Doesn't know what that stands for, but let me take a guess. Get in here, freaking kid. that's my guess. Hey, drop in the chat what you think that stands for, because I only got one good guess. Next is gonna be the Nightmare grabbing a center, getting Young King K. I think they've been drafting well all night, so it's good to have some depth there with Young King K. Travelers, Coach Jersey gets a sleeper pick. This is actually a solid pick with underrated Mo. Underrated Mo is actually pretty good, so he might be fighting for a starting spot over there. They haven't drafted an actual center, so grabbing Mo, he might be in the starting spot.
Yeah.
I mean, they got Guapo, and they might throw him in the rotation. Snake Eyes going with Svo Kev at the point guard. come off the bench and maybe bag motion throws too many turnovers. Um, Demons are gonna grab another low key underrated talent that's clampless. Play some tens with him, really chicken out of the corner, and he's good at defending the paint. I think that's another sleeper pick. Um, Marauders gonna grab so on Sibin. I don't know. Y'all got it, chat. I'm not even gonna guess what that is. So on Sibin. Um, moving on to the heist, they're gonna grab
Ooh.
exclusive lock.
Okay.
That's a good pick. Actually, I got too many locks mixed up. Everybody has lock in their name now, but if that is what I think he is, I think he's pretty solid. Going sixth round, going seventh round, kind of surprising though. But with that team, their rosters all over the place. Who knows? He might be getting a starting spot, get some time. Bad apples go with Chris from DC, and that's not official DC. That's Chris from DC, which, from what I know, Chris from DC is good. He's solid too, right? He usually has like the smaller.
Yeah. Yeah. He's very versatile. I
Mhm.
just like you said earlier, he just has to find a team that will allow him to hoop. But he's a really good player though. He just isn't consistently hooping in the big tournaments and whatnot in the big leagues because he doesn't have a team.
Oh yeah, from what I understand, I think he's pretty
But he
good.
shines in draft leagues when he gets his shot. When he gets his shot.
Okay, and then with a guy like Stop K, we don't know too much about. So I think they're gonna be going for that kind of that quarterback position. You know, so who's gonna come out on top and be the starter over there for the Bad Apples. So I think he's in a good spot to actually make a name for himself and get some time. And then we're
Yeah.
gonna end the seventh round with Ali the Great. And I didn't know he played center. I know him as a lockdown. It's an underrated lockdown. Another really good pick to pick up. But at center spot, like you were saying, Cream, like maybe maybe it's not a good way to bring rims into that dynamic there. So if it doesn't work out, you have Ali to kind of pick up and be able to play. And you got some trade pieces you can use
Two
too.
games. 2 games. I'm telling you, Rams. 2 games.
2 games is crazy, ain't gonna lie. It's schizo on Simon. Sorry. It's you gotta spell it right, man. Is that how you spell schizo? Wait a minute. Man, I don't know, man. I'm getting old. So the Road Runners start the seventh round. They grab Alexandrius TTV. Cartel grab new to this zero. Goddamn shooting guard goes to Kokis. Walker's grab GIHFK. Young King K. The center goes to Nightmare. Travelers draft a center, underrated center, probably my favorite pick of the round. Nah, second favorite, underrated Mo. Svokev going over to Las Vegas. Hope he gets lucky with the snake eyes. And I got Clampless, about my favorite pick of the round. Going to the Demons to play power forward. Schizo on Sibin is running center with the Marauders. Exclusive lock getting picked up to come off the bench to play lock for the heist. Bad Apples grab Chris from DC, another great pick. And Ali, probably another great sleeper in the draft, going to Triceratops to end the seventh round. Man, some of these teams got some depth, man. Like, what do you think? Out of looking at these rosters, I know I've asked you these questions at the end of every round period. I know you're getting tired of it, but if you're looking at these rosters, man, what team you think has the most depth?
The most depth.
Mm-hmm.
From what I see here, I'm gonna have to go with probably. I like the way the Nightmares drafted. I like the way. I like the pick of from the Bad Apples. I like Ant 757 and Chris from DC for their bench. I believe though they're gonna end up playing a lot.
Mm-hmm.
I think Pill did a good job getting the center because Protect Rim is gonna play 2 games, and then AI is gonna have to come in and hopefully he hoops for him.
So if you had to pick one, who would it be?
If I had to pick one team,
Yeah,
I like the way the Bad Apples are drafting their bench.
Bad Apples drafting the bench, Chris from DC and 757. Can't get mad
Yeah,
at that. I would have to honestly, I would say Triceratops has the most depth in my opinion, especially with like the front court. I think most hated Wade can move around, Ali can move around, grab and protect rims at center. Then you got Murder Season at power forward. You got very versatile players that can kind of move around. Only person that really that's kind of stuck in their positions is Kai and Sharp Pierre, a shooter. Oh yeah, and Protect. I think Protect has a power forward too as well. So I think they got some pieces that can make something work. Even though they're having some locker room issues, I think they can put something on the floor and figure it out. They're 7 picks.
Yeah.
So this is the last round of the night. Chat. I know the chat don't have any access. They don't have access to all the rosters, so it's probably tough. Chat, if you have a good memory, what do you think was the biggest sleeper in the draft? Who do you think was the biggest sleeper in the draft coming up to this point in the 7th round? I'll give you a couple seconds to answer. Who do you think was the biggest sleeper? And then I know the GMs are probably gonna say, oh, whoever one of the guys I picked or one of the guys I know. Don Matzabal. If Don Matzabal gets drafted, hands down the best name in the draft for sure. Peel grabbing Code and Jags. Clampless is a good one. 7th round grabbing Clampless. I think that's huge. Why nobody draft Perry yet, man? Perry, why you didn't get picked up yet, man? I know you itching over there, man. You in your suit. You in your good suit.
I'm not even in the pool.
You got the balloons ready to go off. I'm waiting. I'm waiting for your name to get called, man.
I'm not even in the pool right now.
Come on, don't lie to us.
I'm not.
I saw your name in there.
No, you didn't.
Ev, get my boy drafted, man. Send some money to Send some money to Face. Pick him up in the 8th round. So, if I had to pick my sleeper guy of the draft, I had to pick one guy. I believe. Well, I was like, oh my god, I can't believe he fell this far. Honestly, it's probably Goat Me in the 3rd round. Like 3rd round, letting Goat Me go that far, I think it's kind of crazy. It's either Goat Me or Jags going 3rd round. That's my opinion. What do you think, Perry?
I'm sorry, I was dealing with a situation. What'd you say? The sleeper pick?
Biggest sleeper pick, yeah, in the draft.
Yeah, I think it'll be either Jags in the 3rd round, Marquise in the 2nd round. I don't think he should have dropped that far.
Marquise in the 2nd is crazy too, I gonna lie.
Yeah.
Snake draft, that's nuts. Actually, Cam in the 2nd draft. Oh yeah, AGM, that don't count.
I'm not sure. There's a lot of them. It's a lot of them.
Yeah, I feel that. Yeah, but with him winning the AGM, he would have gone like 5th.
5th?
He would have gone to like Snake Eyes or something. Back motion, go play point guard somewhere else.
Nah, he wanted back regardless. He wanted back.
Man, can't get mad at that. So
I think if he would have had top pick, he may have picked back.
Yeah, you're probably right. We're going with the last round of the night, 8th round, with the Triceratops. They're gonna grab Hendricks to play shooting guard. Hopefully, get some time over there. Got some talented folks. Hope he learns a lot from that team with Preem. Ooh, I'm slick, man. I should be a radio host. Then next is the Bad Apples. Reed Dollar's gonna grab KT or VLKT. The run center. No solidified center over there, so he might actually get to step in and get some playing time. Heist. Also drafting the center and grabbing Vapor Fox to run over there. I think Godlock is moving around. They got some folks that can actually move around to the 4, so getting the center late is probably a good move for most of these squads. Next is going to be the Marauders with Coach Pilsify. They're going to grab YHS Vince TV to run small forward, be their swing or lockdown, come off the bench. And then we have Demons with Guap. They're going to grab Jits Returned. Same position, lockdown, small forward to get in the mix over there with the Demons. Next is the guys in Vegas. Snake Eyes grabbing Stop Frizz, shooting guard. I've seen that name before. I think he's a young guy. I think he's like a kid, if I'm not mistaken. Please forgive me if I'm wrong, but I think he's a young kid from what I've heard or what I've seen. Travelers with Coach Jersey. They're gonna grab CG Anino Chill at power forward. Man, these names get crazier and crazier as the draft goes. I ain't gonna lie. Nightmare grabbing Simba Legacy at the shooting guard spot. Kind of filling in when the guys up top get busy. Walkers Coach Face is going to grab TPXI Dior at center. Good pick up by Coach Face. Next is going to be the Kokies with legit BK, one of the best drafters of the night. Going to get Lonely Draco to play the swing position. I think the swing position is another great spot to get late in the draft because it's kind of the hardest to replace on a moment's notice. It's the easiest to replace at a moment's notice. Sorry. And next is Cartel with Rocks. They're gonna grab Adore Pukilo at the center. Got top things off, top to drop off there. Get those guys in the locker room, and then Mr. Irrelevant for the Roadrunners. Joker ADB is gonna go with Bronx Duffel. Sleep of the night, Bronx Duffel. Bronx Duffel's actually good. I've seen Bronx play a lot. I'm very familiar with Bronx, so he makes it very known that I see his stuff. So I think that's a good pick for the Roadrunners to top off the end of the draft. Wrapping it up 8 rounds. We're gonna wrap it up here.
So we're gonna have a couple GM interviews. We're gonna start off with Mr. Preem and Coach Face real quick.
Mm-hmm.
Then we go, and then after these interviews wrap up, guys, be sure to join us on the WR Select Twitter as we go into a post-draft spaces. All right, so we're gonna have a quick interview. We're bringing in Big Face right now. Coach Face and
what's up? What's happening? What's happening, my man?
What's going on, man? Talk to me, man. What you feel about your draft, man?
I think we did all right, you know? We did okay over here. What you think about my draft? That's a better question, Perry.
I think that your replacement in the 7th round is going to be huge for you because you got to get some depth. I hear the name that you're shooting out there is Big Guido, but we'll see how that goes.
The name that's shooting out there is not Big Guido, I promise you.
That's crazy. Hey, Neck Dog is one of those.
We got 2 centers on my team already. Come on, man.
Okay.
Got some players there you can
so where do you feel like you're going to end at this season? You feel like you have the best team to select?
Yeah. Come on.
Ooh, that's not kind of shaky.
Come on, man.
All right, so now joining us, we got the Walkers GM, Big Face. We have Marauders GM, Coach Peel, and the Triceratops GM,
Preem.
So let's talk, man. Preem is guaranteeing that he's gonna make it to the Final Four. So Preem, if you see the Walkers in the first round,
Yo.
What's going on?
You can hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah. What's good? My fault. I have my shit muted.
So Preem, I'm telling you right now. Why did you pick Rims as your center?
Who?
Why did you pick Rims as your center? Can you give me some insight on that pick?
Ain't this? Hold on. Give me a second. Let me take a step out of my office. So ain't this like select, bro? Ain't this where niggas supposed to like, you know? I mean, I'm sorry.
Language.
But ain't this like, you know, where we supposed to, you know, players are supposed to, you know, like show they got it. I get, you know, I know Rim's got a little history behind him, but like, if you Perry, you had me here what, like 3-4 seasons? Where have I been every season? I've been in the Final Four. If I'm not in the Final Four, I'm in the finals. I got to get one somehow. So you put somebody in the position to win.
You're gonna get one with Rams on your team.
I think I can get one with anyone on the team. That's just what I do. Face know it. Face know. That's why Face be like.
So over under.
Definitely make some Final Fours, but you know, I finished the job.
That's cool and all. You know, I'm gonna let you have your little hum thing.
Under Rams plays more than 2 games.
Over under Rim plays more than 2 games. You want to put money on it? I'll put money on it. Rim said he got bread on it.
I put money on the over. I think Rims will play more than 2 games. I think he gonna fight the whole locker room by the playoffs. But you know,
But I'm telling, listen. A hungry individual. You put a hungry individual with some young cats who are gonna play, bro. It's either sink or swim. But I promise you, I'm always 5 steps ahead.
They said you swimming with Shooter. They say he miss opens.
They saying, hey man, Steve might. Hey, listen. I had to put.
Let me say this. Hey guys, if you didn't get drafted, it's not over for you. Please do not leave the Discord. Please stay tuned. I have something for you. I have a free agent team coming. I have a lot of stuff coming for the free agents. So just stay tuned. I have something for you guys. I promise. It's not over with for you. We're just celebrating the guys that did get their name called tonight. But I have something for you if you did not get drafted tonight. Just want to put that out there. All right, but go ahead. What you're saying?
I'm saying I put a sharp on the court that is gonna benefit Kai a little better because Kai is so ball dominant. He just needs somebody who's gonna shoot his pockets and play defense. And that's definitely what Steve's good for, man. I've known Steve like 3-4 years, and he's come a long way, man. He might do some nut cases, but we ain't gonna talk about that. You feel me? That's like a personal, between me and him. But he's a good guy. He's a good player, bro. He's gonna flourish in what I'm doing, bro. I'm telling you. And bump and murder, bro. I'm telling you, bro. That's if y'all think there's a better defense between out of bump and murder, I think I know Face snuck a couple in, but
defense.
Have you heard of Muhammad?
Phil's shiesty, man. Phil is shiesty. That's all I'm gonna say, man. We ain't gonna talk too much about it.
Listen. When I say there's only 3 GMs I'm ever worried. Well, there's only 2 GMs I'm ever worried about. Pill like on the pinnacle of being there, and so is Jersey. But if it ain't legit or Face, I don't be worried about him.
Let me tell you about Pill. Pill finds a way to sell.
I don't know about that one. I ain't gonna
he had a decent listen. Pill had a decent draft, but he finds a way to sell. Like every time he's in select, he finds a way to sell. So I don't know. Like he has a good team, but he's gotta find a way to sell.
So where you putting Easy Money at, Face?
He's not on the court. He's there to help him.
Easy Money is definitely on the court, baby. Easy Money playing.
Easy was such a great pick because even if he don't get on the court, he has a coach that can just coach that team. And I hate Face because me and Face was talking about it.
Yo, I had 2 picks before you went. I knew good and well Easy wasn't dropping to you. I just knew that if I didn't draft him in round 4 like I had planned, I was going to lose the chance to get him in round 5 because Joker was going to draft him because Joker has him on Organized Crime as a backup. So that's why I drafted him where I did. But you weren't getting them. I knew that before you messaged me. I ain't gonna lie to you.
Hey man, you already know. Me and you face between you and why I was again.
It's all good, man.
All is fair in love and war. You feel me?
So if you had to grade somebody else's draft, who do you think drafted the best?
Outside of. I think legit had another very slept on. Like everybody, they'll talk about low legit's it's rarely in range for legit, But I think Xylon was a good pick for him. I think he got some good sleeper picks that'll complement rarely in range very very well. And I think who else was it? I think Face did, or whoever got Gift got. That was in the late round was good.
Cartel technically has Gift because Gift was under there on the 2 PSN, so he's going to Cartel, and I got to pick somebody up. I probably won't pick somebody up, but we'll see. That being said, I think it's a little too easy to give legit Jersey or Preem the credit on drafting well because they've historically shown that they could do that. I'm gonna give some flowers to my man Pill, dog.
I think Phil's did good too.
Phil did a really good draft, and I'm also gonna say that Nightmares draft is
Nightmares.
Those are 2 really good teams that I think are gonna put up a good fight this season, man.
Hey, all I gotta say, Face, is that like Perry said earlier in the stream, that I'm a troll. Shit, Hey.
I feel like man, y'all let me know when somebody need a guy, I'll step in, Let's
move this to the WR Select Twitter page. I'm gonna start the spaces right now. Let's let our production team get up out of here, man. This has been a long draft. It's been a long process. I know they're tired. I know they want to get some rest and whatnot. So we're gonna move this to the WI select spaces. Let some players come up and talk because I know they want to get in here and have a conversation with us. So we're gonna go ahead and go over there. All right.
For sure.
For sure.
Yeah, you can go ahead and close out the drive. Yeah.
For sure, man. Thank y'all for having me. It's gonna
Yo,
get up
yeah,
on out of
thank
here.
you.
8 rounds down. Somebody's got to get crowned, man. I'm ready for it.
Yes, sir. I'll see you in the finals, my dog.
For sure, man.
I'll be talking to you in this admin voice again.
Oh yeah, for sure.
All right, later.